some Diet Pepsis and talk about the Ascension.
I'm not angry. What the?
The longest-running weekly overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast. And welcome to Markedoutwrestling podcast reaction show to WWE's Extreme Rules. My name is Adam Baum. I'm going to take you through this magical journey we call a reaction alongside my co-hosts in studio. Across the table from me is Rody Rob. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, hello. How are you?
Oh, I'm as good as I could be since Brock is back as champion. But I'm also better because I've got a good viewpoint tonight to counter yours, of course. No.
I thought you were going to give me the good and him the bad.
No, I mean full disrespect to you.
Cool.
On the wide table fan line, the Colonel. Hey, Bob, what's going on?
Hey, did I have? How close did I get to a perfect pick for tonight?
Let me look at the stat sheet. You got Finn Balor and Eco-Friendly, which is Daniel Bryan and Rowan Wrong.
Okay.
So, and you got the Usos Revival. So you missed 3.
Okay.
So, and who knows? You don't have to count pre-show. We're going to count pre-show, though. We're going to talk about it all. Rob, do you want to do the board or do you want me to?
You're better at it, but let's see. We got Bang Breath GM's on there. Stike Leather is there. Alex Carter, Captain Obvious is there. Hitman is joining us.
Yeah.
And Parallel Struble.
No. So Hitman and Parallel Struble, these are old school board members returning tonight. Obviously, we know Hitman. Parallel Struble, I believe, is Thomas Struble.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah, sure. Anaconda Vice is on there, too. He's saying yawn. Everybody's saying we're going to rip this pay-per-view apart.
Well, I like what Captain Obvious says because I think, Bob, this is kind of your take. He says another good pay-per-view ruined by Lesnar. Do you think Lesnar ruined it?
No, actually, I think Lesnar was the cherry on top.
Wow. I can't wait to dive into this, Rob. Hit the You Good music. Let's get this started.
Oh, we're not going to do – I thought you wanted to jump into what we were talking about just a minute ago.
Oh, okay.
Let's just do the pay-per-view. Let's do the pay-per-view.
Wait. No,
let's not do this contemporaneous shit. Let's just do the pay-per-view.
Before we went on the air, Bob, you said that you thought this was the best or second best pay-per-view of the year for WWE. Defend that statement.
Only Mania,
broad
maybe.
Strokes.
And Mania possibly just because it had the big Kofi moment, and it was just nothing but like a feel-good pay-per-view where they let a lot of big faces win. But this was, I mean, as we go through the matches, there's only one that I thought was like, okay, but it was every match was fun tonight. Every match was good.
Well, counterpoint, Rob, before we go to the card.
Well, I want to go to the card to counterpoint his second part about every match being good. We can do that one by one. I will say, though, to call this the best pay-per-view of the year, I think it's easy to do. Now, if you have 10 matches in a pay-per-view, and let's say 6 of them are good, right? 60% of them are good. You're going to say, well, it's a great pay-per-view. But the fact that there's 10 matches gives you the advantage there. Right, if this is a normal pay-per-view looking at 5 good, 5-6 matches then you don't get that window. If you get half of them bad, it's a shitty pay-per-view. It was a good pay-per-view by quantity, not necessarily by quality within that.
Well, now my thing here is that you both talked about that tonight's going to be a reset. This is going to be a reset for them to turn it over to Bischoff.
It's not a reset.
Well, not a reset.
It was a wrap-up.
A wrap-up. Sorry, excuse me. You're correct. Yeah. I misspoke. This is a wrap-up of everything so that they turn it over a clean slate to Bischoff and Heyman. There's no need to blow anything else off, if you will.
Well, there's going to be some things that they're going to be able to just finish up at SummerSlam because you got to have a little bit left over.
Right.
But I think a lot of things tonight kind of got ended.
I agree with that.
Well, let's get to it.
You good?
All right, so we're going to run down the card. If you're good and don't want to say anything, you don't have to. Starting off is the pre-show. Very weird to start here, but Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, no build, late announced match and it's going to start us off on the kickoff show.
I wouldn't say no build, right? I mean, I'm not saying it was.
No, yeah.
They had a look 2 weeks ago that they said nothing about, then they had a promo last.
Did it not have a match? I thought they had a match.
No.
They had a match on Tuesday.
They had a
you
match
don't
on
watch
Tuesday.
SmackDown, Adam.
No.
They had on the show that you talk about.
Yeah, they had a match.
The week prior, Charlie says, "Who's coming after your IC title?" And Knock just was seen staring at him.
No,
right,
they had a match.
Past Tuesday,
they had a match on Tuesday.
On
I know.
the SmackDown show that you recovered
I'm talking about.
They had a match.
Never mind.
So no, here's what you're wrong.
So they had a
you're
match
wrong.
on Tuesday. There's a great build. You're right. My bad.
No, nobody said great build. I'm saying that they had a build.
Let's have a rematch of that, and let's change the ending.
Sure, fair argument, but they had a build.
Okay, less than a week build. Sure.
Okay. Look, here's
they also have history. I mean, it's not like these guys have never
NXT
seen each other before.
We don't acknowledge
tell me how
NXT
this was
history on the main
Tell
roster.
me how having a Finn Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura match of any sort is a bad thing, because this was not a bad match.
I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing that this could be a main event match, and it was not built properly up for the feud to be the way it is. And now also, here's the other thing: like this is like a title change. Finn never really even defended this. And here it is, out of nowhere, we have a title change on the pre-show, no less.
Yeah.
For two guys that could be fighting for the Universal title. That's my problem,
But isn't
Bob.
a pre-show kind of the way you get people to pay attention and
where's the pre-show
buy
shown?
the pay-per-view or subscribe?
I think
than the network,
before there's
where's
an argument,
the pre-show shown?
Before there's an argument.
No, they showed it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So before there's an argument between you two, I think there's a middle ground here when it comes to this match. I think the problem here is, yes, in any other promotion, this would be a main event match or something closer to the main upper position on the main card. And you did just transfer or change the IC title on the pre-show, which I think is a bit of a disrespect to the prestige of the title. That's my own personal opinion there. But, yeah, in my opinion, you gave this match away. This could have been a higher build SummerSlam match or any other pay-per-view for that matter. And you could have made it a bigger story. Now, in Bob's
that's my only issue with it.
Yeah, in Bob's defense, it was a great match, but Bob, you have to admit that they relegating this to the pre-show is a bit. It's giving it away.
I got a great match tonight. I was happy with it.
I'm not
where it falls
disappointed
on the
at
card.
all.
I don't care.
Okay,
this was a fun match.
Fair enough. I cared because I hadn't had my daughter in bed yet. Anything else on the board, Rob?
Stykler says Finn had one title defense, and it was against Andrade on Super Showdown.
Oh, my bad. I missed the Super Showdown defense.
And Anaconda saying, yeah, after watching AEW, I didn't give a shit about these fast-built storylines that change like a game of hot potato. I want to argue at that point real quick, because we know not whatever the speed of the change is going to be. We know that after this pay-per-view that Heyman is coming in to take his role. And we know that Bischoff is coming in at whatever capacity. We're not sure there, but we know he is. So, yes, if they were kind of just quickly blowing off shit and doing quick shit here, it could be to set up a clean slate for the new direction they might be taking.
Or what if the
Let's also look at the fact, too, that now we have another ex-member of the Bullet Club with nothing tying them to SmackDown.
Yeah, now here's the other thing, Rob.
Yeah.
It could be that this could be not so much of a swerve, but a transition. If Heyman or Bischoff wants these titles on faces that went to heels tonight or vice versa, maybe they just gave it to Knock for the night so they could put it on a different face later.
Maybe. I think we should actually transition.
Let's go to number 2.
But I think we both also know that this is going to be it.
Yeah, I'm good on
SummerSlam. It's going to be the Demon versus Nakamura.
You know when the good sounds, we move on.
I agree, Bob.
Cruiserweight Championship. Well, they don't have the automatic rematch. Cruiserweight Championship is next on the pre-show. Drew Gulak, Tony Nese. I chose this time to put my daughter to bed and drive over here, so I got nothing.
All right, Bob.
So I'm good.
I'll say this: the Tony Nese, the Cruiserweight Championship. They need to if they're going to survive the Cruiserweight division. If it's going to survive, it has to stop being a pre-show match. And again, we might argue about the relevance of a pre-show match, Bob. But
no, I agree. This is I absolutely agree with you on this.
Yeah. So in addition to that, and I'm just going to be honest here, I think Drew Gulak is just he's a ring general. I mean, I think he has his shit together. He is an awesome performer. Tony Nese is paint fucking drying for me.
Tony Nese is talent, but he lacks charisma.
Oh, lacks it. I don't think lacking means that you have some. He has none. He is just an empty vessel.
He's Elias Light.
I mean,
he can flex his muscle,
okay.
Bob.
I'm not. I mean, I can't argue that he's outclassed in every way by Gulak.
Yeah.
So this was my low match of the night.
On the board, Stike says Drew Gulak slowly becoming my favorite wrestler in WWE.
I was not a fan. I have been becoming one.
Yeah, and I'm glad they finally gave him an opportunity. Again, I didn't see the match though.
If you watched,
they had to get rid of Buddy Murphy. I mean, but where the hell? But that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But as long as Buddy Murphy was there, nobody else could shine.
Stay on topic. Your wife only gave you an hour hall pass.
I think Gulak. I do think he's had a really good weekend though. Even though he lost to Riddle at Evolve 131, I think it was a wonderful match. He had a really prestigious showing at the end, kind of rubbing the new guy. But anyway, we'll move on. I'm sorry.
Curtain jerk, no holds barred tag team match.
This is so stupid.
Can I just say, shouldn't a no hold barred tag team match be a tornado tag?
Why are there tags?
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
That was ridiculous that they even kept up that ruse.
I wish I'd just stop. Look, the Hulk Hogan movie was in the early '80s. They need to stop with the fucking no holds barred fucking
it's
with
no
that
DQ.
phrase. It's just no DQ.
Right.
Just call it what it is.
Well, and by the way, 6 minutes into this match,
6 minutes.
Michael Cole on the mic reminds us that it's a no holds barred match when Taker grabbed the chair. Like, you and I kind of even forgot at that point because it looked just like a regular tag match.
Like,
up until
it's
then.
no DQ. That's right. Oh, and damn it, if Cole wasn't trying to put Taker over so hard on that fucking commentary table.
Oh yeah, he is back. Look at the dead man. He's rejuvenated. He looks like a young guy.
Bob, I think he was blown up. What do you think?
There's two 50-year-olds in the ring.
Yeah,
he was blown up. But it was a fun match. You know what? I didn't walk away going, that sucked. That was a waste of time. I was like, you know what? I enjoyed that. And I think it sets up different possibilities of how they're going to wrap up Shane, although I think later on we kind of got a hint as to how they're going to wrap up Shane.
Through KO.
Yeah. I think that
Roman's done.
I think Taker's next opponent has been figured out now.
Yeah, it's true.
And that was a really great moment at the end when he looked at Roman and said, "This is your yard now."
Oh, well, that was a great moment in your eyes. That was in my
eyes.
eyes.
That was a good moment.
Here's what
y'all
I
are
saw.
Cynical. That was a good moment.
No, you want to talk about cynical? Here's what I saw.
I'm not cynical. I've been beaten up for fucking 4 years by Roman.
Wait. Here's what I saw tonight, guys. You want to play the cynical card? I saw Drew McIntyre shine, and the way that he was underused. I mean, I'm talking his offense, his sells, everything tonight. The fact that he is stuck as a fucking lackey for the best in the world is beyond me, because this guy was the only thing good about this match wrestling-wise. Number two, Taker, when he did the throat slit thing, looked like he was kind of lost, like an old man. He forgot which way to turn. The stare down and the slap at the end, who cares whose yard it is? And Elias showing up, why? Just to bury another guy? Like Rob said, here comes 3 Superman punches instead of 2 when we were watching it live. I know that's not what happened.
Right.
But Elias was just out there to be more cannon fodder. And the icing on the cake, the fucking padded announce table.
There you go.
Shane McMahon poked his finger to make sure we saw that it was padded.
Yeah, Bob, you have to admit, even if you enjoyed this match, which I don't fully disagree with you, but I
enjoyed Drew's portion.
There were portions of the match that I did enjoy. You have to admit, though, there are periods of the night where, like, the announce table being completely padded. And, like, you have to be a little less obvious to have me suspend belief, right?
I think that's a little nitpicky.
You think that's nitpicky when you're
a little nitpicky? A little nitpicky.
That's not, dude.
I think, honestly, there are some wrestlers and there's some matches that the marked out crew is always going to look for the problem.
No, that's not fair. That's not fair.
I've said it before. Positivity is not your brand.
No,
when it comes to certain people.
And you also haven't been listening to the show lately. I'll just put that there. But that's not.
Yeah, Pot.
You're
calling
fair.
me black. Good.
The job
that fits me.
The job of the
Rob.
WWE and their producers and story writers and the talent and everybody else. The job that they have is to make someone like me or another fan, doesn't matter, to suspend belief and believe that what they're doing is in some way true, or at least have the emotion built into it that it is true in a story.
And as long as Roman's part of that,
no,
you're never going to be okay with
This has nothing to do with Roman, what I'm saying right now.
Doesn't it?
When you have three, okay, I'm going to say it though. You're being toxic. When I have 3 tables and one of them is clearly a huge pad, that to me is a bad decision because at that point, I'm out. At that point, I'm out.
And Shane was the one who took it. It had nothing to do with Roman. It was a Shane and Taker spot.
Yeah, nothing to do with Roman.
So
I think that you were already looking for everything you could to not like the match.
That's not true. That's 100%
okay.
wrong.
Well, then label me wrong on this one, but I'm going to stick with my belief.
On the board, on the board, real quick. A couple funny ones. Thomas Struble says, "Taker redeems Super Showdown. Time to retire again." And
and ultimately that's what tonight's match was about. It's repairing Undertaker's damaged legacy.
Yeah, even though he had to redo the ending because he didn't pick him up quite right.
You don't think the legacy was a little dead before Super Showdown?
Yeah, it was.
Oh no, it has been being damaged.
Yeah.
Since you guys are mentioning
but Super Showdown was a fucking nail.
Since you guys are mentioning Super Showdown, Bang Bus on the board says Raw's reunion that they teased tonight is just so Saudi can scout new talent for Taker's next opponent there.
God.
Yeah, he's probably not wrong. On to the next match. You ready?
Good.
Revival and the Usos. Bob, I think you and I picked the Usos. We were both wrong. Revival holding on to the titles. This is a match. I mean, I just wrote from my notes. This is a match that I've seen. I don't know if it was the exact same match.
You've been watching wrestling for like 30 years. Of course you've seen it.
No, these two teams. They went hard. They retained. Good job.
All day, all night?
This is a reliable match. The only reason why I picked them is I thought that maybe WWE had given up on trying to keep the Revival, but apparently they're still like, hey, guys, we really want y'all to not go and be awesome elsewhere.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think about the match in itself. I gave it a B, right? I gave it a B, not an A, and I did that because I've seen both of these tag teams have much better matches. So I'm grading them. I'm grading them against themselves, but the match itself was fine.
But
Bob it is the two best tag teams in the WWE today.
Yeah, but
so it's like when it's like, oh, I've seen better matches out of them. It's like, oh, but it's pizza. Even bad pizza is still pizza.
Adam has shitty pizza.
Yeah, dude. On a night when there's this many matches on the card, you don't need to phone this in. Hey, Kevin's on the board.
Oh shit!
What's up, Kevin? Teddy's here. Soji is late.
I'm surprised Kevin knows how to work a keyboard.
Yeah, and let's see. Baron. Also, Autism Joe is here. Hey, Autism Joe.
That's classy.
Right?
Good.
Next match. This one, I'm glad it was in front of a good wrestling crowd because this might have been, underneath, low level, but the best match of the night, in my opinion. Alistair and Cesaro.
You think that's the best?
Whoa. This was your best match of the night?
Match of the night?
Though, in terms of the way it showcased both guys, this one, it didn't have any of these extra spots with all these chairs and everything like that. This is just a simple match. I think it was top 3 of the night.
Okay, well, no,
guaranteed.
No. Make up your mind because you just said
I
best
said
of the
arguably.
night, and now top 3.
Rob and I both had to pause on that. If you caught us both off guard on the same shit, you better clarify what you're saying.
I'm saying this was one of the top matches of the night, and you could make an argument.
You added of.
Okay,
I like how it went from the best.
You could
to
make an
top
argument
3.
that it was the best.
This is like
while
top
you two
5.
are, jumping on something without knowing what you're talking about.
Say what you said.
Go back and listen.
Yeah.
I said this could be one of the best matches of the night. Easily
to
argue.
Now it could be one of the best.
Okay,
all right. It's like number 7 or above.
Okay, so in talking about the match, let's get to the match itself.
No, let's just shit all over things we're not listening to. Okay, and when we listen to it in post, you two can sound like ass clowns.
Okay, well that's not going to happen.
Oh, that's right. You don't do anything in post.
What the fuck? Bob doesn't listen in post.
Well, there you go. Exactly. So neither one of you.
I never listen. I don't understand why y'all think this is a new thing.
No. Look, the match was fine, I guess, but again, I'm looking at the body of work of these two talents, and I have seen so much better from both of them. This was a utility match. I'm not quite sure why we needed it. I think you needed to maybe push Cesaro as a singles wrestler and give Alistair a winning match on TV. Besides those two aspects, I see no reason why this match happened, or I don't understand what the outcome really does besides those two things.
Yeah,
So-
did you
I think
notice
that's what it
that
did, and I think it was successful.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the. I think this is a top half of the match.
I give it a B.
this is
the only
one
one
of the
that
better
got
matches
the
on
"This
card,
is awesome"?
But yeah, I think it served exactly those purposes.
I give it a B+. I mean, B+. I think it was fine. It was entertaining. I enjoy both wrestlers. I enjoy them together. But besides that, I don't know that this did anything. It didn't get my fucking neck hairs up or nothing.
Anything on the board?
Am I reading the board again?
Yeah,
You're
you
so much
pissed me
better. You're
off.
so much better at it, you fucking.
I'm so much
jerk.
better at everything because
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Read the board.
Captain Obvious agreeing with Adam. Cesaro and Black was my match of the night.
Of course they would.
Yeah, that's Captain Obvious. Of course it's obvious.
Yeah.
Let's see
He's
what
Adam
happened.
suck up.
It was a little longer. Everyone would like it. Exactly. Nobody thought it was bad. Rob, the crowd sucked during Cesaro Black. It ruined it for me. What do you mean they sucked? They were the
No.
ones chanting, "This is awesome."
Look, you guys. I'm just gonna say this when it comes to the crowd.
Teddy's laughing about neck hairs.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna put this to you guys as far as the crowd goes. You guys want them to be chanting or doing something ridiculous all the time. What they were doing tonight during most of the matches was paying the fuck attention. They were paying attention, and at moments they would get hype. At moments they'd sit back. But if you watched them, they were paying attention
They
to the
counted a lot
product.
tonight.
What that?
They counted a lot tonight.
but they had-
the ones, the two, false finishes.
Yeah.
They were all in on those.
yeah, and they
But
were.
no, it was a Philadelphia crowd that was fucking into the show.
Yeah,
And
In
this
Philadelphia, you come correct or you burn.
and this match got a "This is awesome" chant. That's all I'm saying.
okay, that's fine. Cool.
Next up, let's talk about something that
Good.
wow. Bailey avoids the co-champion stipulation here for Alexa and Nikki.
I'm confused by this match, by the outcome of it, because I said that if Bailey was to win here, that there needed to be a Sasha sighting. Right?
Yeah, I thought it's like I didn't get that, but I tried to not let that affect my view of the match. But I'm like you. I was confused because I'm like, all right, it was just a clean win,
Right.
and then with Nikki getting pinned, you had Alexis at the end. I was like, oh, okay, now she's going to turn on
Nope.
Nikki, and no, she was like, oh, are you okay? Like it just. Yeah, the wrap up of it confused me, but it didn't take away from the match itself.
I get look.
Yeah, because that was no good.
I gave it a C+. Right, I didn't think it was one of the better matches of women, the women's division I've seen. I don't think it was one of the better matches of the night. I don't think it was the worst either. I think because there was no surprise by like Sasha or having any kind of Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss tanglement moment there, just kind of a dead stop to it. To me, the match could have been 5 or 6 minutes shorter than it actually was. To not have the big payoff at the end. It could have been a 4-minute kind of squash match or a roll up or something crazy to give Bayley the win and she leaves. That to me it was a book that the last chapter had been ripped out of.
That's fair.
Anything on the board, Adam?
Yeah, sure. I took that segment off. Juan is on the board. That's what's on the board.
Juan.
Let's see. I just hope this is it for Alexa Bailey feud. Bischoff better write something new for Tuesday. That's from Soji.
Look, I would not get too with Heyman, yes, but with Bischoff, I would not get too excited about a quick turnaround on a storyline. Bischoff is still. If I hadn't been watching the product for 10 years and I came in right now, it's going to take me a minute to get caught up with what's going on.
See, I think that's vice versa.
But to know the talent,
But Heyman was always the long-term booker. Bischoff was the one who went, I want something now. I'm going to book something great for
I'm just saying
tonight.
that Heyman knows the talent on the roster. Bischoff is still learning these people.
Maybe that's a valid point. I do like Stike's point. He asks, can we get a legit feud for Bailey now at SummerSlam? Maybe Ember Moon.
I'm down for Ember.
At SummerSlam,
Yeah,
do you
except for
think they
Ember's
give her a push?
on. Is Ember on SmackDown?
Oh,
Does
who
it matter,
gives a
Bob?
fuck
Does it really
anymore?
matter? Look, here's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Here's what I was saying.
No,
I'd like to
it-
pretend that it matters.
Here's
Just
what
let me have this.
Look, here's
yeah.
what I was saying to Adam. Here's my logic real quick, and we'll move off. My logic to the brand split basically being over
It's good logic.
is you got to get the belts down a little bit. But here's the logic: is if you have somebody on Raw for USA Network who ends up being the next Rock or the next Stone Cold, then you're going to get Fox giving you that $1 billion contract saying, what the fuck? We want that guy. You don't know who that guy is going to be. So now you basically just have two companies with your 2 major contracts. You can't have the brand split anymore. You just can't have it. Tag teams, maybe. Maybe you got only a tag team brand split. That's my take. Okay, next one.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, wrong one.
Wrong button, dingus.
Yeah.
Next one, Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, last man standing.
Last man.
Last man, sorry. I want to start with my little opening here with this. So Bobby Lashley had the monster strikes all the way up the stairs.
Oh, God.
On the way back down, Braun did that to Bobby so that they each got to go up and down punching the other.
Yeah.
And then they
Really?
fall into a bigger crash pad than Shane O'Mac. I bet the kids enjoyed when he busted through the styrofoam at the end.
Bob, I'm sure we're going to disagree here. This was
Oh, yeah, no, I can already tell. I can already fucking tell.
This is 17 minutes and 28 seconds. That's how long the match was.
This was two monsters just punching each other. I enjoyed it.
It was lazy as fuck. It was lazy.
Okay, this match can only go three ways, okay?
Okay.
It can either be another squash where they end up both going through something again.
Cool.
It could be a draw, or it could be what we got. And I'm really okay with what we got.
Really?
We got two monsters punching the shit out of each other, and it didn't destroy either one of them. Bobby Lashley did not get weakened by this defeat.
Here's why I hear you.
Yeah, because they didn't see him get counted as 10. He
Here's
just
why
disappeared.
This is why I think it's lazy. Let's punch
And
each
we
other.
had a Kool-Aid Man moment, which I'm always a fan of.
That's funny.
Yeah.
They punch each other in the ring. They punch each other up the stairs to the already pre-barricade section of the arena. Hint, wink, wink. And they fought in the stand, and then they went back down the stairs, and then they fought over the other side of the arena, and then they fell into a massive king-size bed crash pad, and then he broke open some fucking sheetrock. You have an entire backstage.
It wasn't even sheetrock.
You have an entire cardboard. You have an entire backstage full of road cases and vehicles and steel doors that make big noise when you hit them hard because they're the garage type. You have all kinds of things you can use for these two guys to just throw each other into. You don't have to do 17 minutes of fake punches around the arena. To me, it was lazy.
Okay.
I mean, is there a counterpunch to what I'm saying? I mean, please.
Where you look at it lazy, I looked at as a great story of two monsters battling throughout an entire arena until only one could keep going.
Even Andre used the boulder in Princess Bride, or was it?
But that was a movie. This is a wrestling match. It's a little different.
It's a TV show with events, Rob. Come on, it's a damn.
This shit worked.
Okay,
This was fun.
I have been,
and by the way, the crowd fucking into it the entire time.
Okay, cool. I mean,
Soji says you telling me the crowd was into the match and the ending in a heavily padded spot?
No, the crowd.
Okay,
The crowd was.
You keep going back to that.
The crowd was.
When Shane fell off that scaffolding 50 feet,
we shit
he
on
hit
it.
a crash pad.
Yeah, we shit
Yeah,
on it.
we shit on it. When
And
tonight,
it's still an iconic moment that people love to refer to.
You
what about
love the
tonight
referee, you
when
do.
when the camera had to stay on the one side of the announce table that got pushed over Braun because you would reveal that he's just lying
Adam,
there?
I told you during the show I thought that was a petty viewpoint.
It still happened.
I'm just going to say this. I have been a fan. I have been rooting on more or less or defending the Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley fucking Olympics. I have been the guy going two monsters battling out in competitions and brutalizing each other. I have been completely on board, and I have been rooting for it and defending it to everyone out there. To me, out of all the stuff you had them do, throw each other through a fucking wall, all these things, all you had them do is punch each other while they walked around. If this is going to be the end of it.
This is because they're two monsters who hit each other. That's what they do. I honestly not sure this is the end of it.
Well, this is the end of us talking about it.
Look, anytime you've got Godzilla and King Kong willing to punch each other, I'm going to stand there and watch.
Okay.
Good.
Speaking of Godzilla and King Kong, I feel like we got a bunch of heavies in this next match.
Juan's upset that I'm not angry. It's like, what happened to me?
Juan, you haven't been around. Rob wears rose-colored glasses all the time now.
That's not true.
He's totally glass half full, positive.
I'm doing my best.
He tries to see the good in everything, even Kevin. Number 6 on the card, SmackDown Tag Team Championship Triple Threat match. Hey, I'm trying to talk like Tucky and Otis. That's not working. But what the fuck are they tagging in and out of here in a triple threat is all I got to say at the start.
Still, it's so ridiculous.
And then New Day, 6 6-time
Well, I
champion.
guess-
Tag teams have always had tags.
I guess you have to tag, so you have the legal man, right? I guess.
No, in the triple threat, there should be 3 legal men at least if you want to do it that way.
No, have you never watched wrestling before?
I've watched a 4 corners match, and I've scratched my head the same way.
I like it.
No.
I like
This is a triple threat tag, which means there's 2 legal men in the ring, and anybody can tag somebody in that ring to get back in. I mean, to get into the ring.
Bob's right. He's right. You're such a dick. You're such a dickhead. You threw me off. Look, I gave this match a B
Threw
minus.
you off. You got nothing.
I gave this match a B minus. Again, it wasn't the best triple threat tag team match I've ever seen. It wasn't the worst one. You didn't. Heavy Machinery didn't take the pin, so they didn't look like they got squashed. Daniel Bryan and Rowan, I thought they were going to lose the belts anyway. You need to get them off so you could push Daniel.
I just don't want to gloss over one moment in this.
Yeah.
Eric Rowan threw a fucking crossbody.
Yes, he did, Bob, and that was fantastic.
That was awesome.
And just because of that, I'm going to give you. There you go. It happened. Look, Bob's fascination there with the crossbody was awesome. This match was fine. There was nothing wrong with this match. If you want to shit on it, just to shit on it, then go ahead. But this match was okay.
It was fun. It was 3 different kind of tag teams that worked well together and had fun in the ring.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. I don't know what you're gonna do with them as tag champs that you haven't done already. This is
because now you're telling the story of them having all the titles.
Okay, so for a week.
So now you got the undisputed era of the main roster.
Yeah, and Captain Obvious agrees with me. He goes, if
he would,
he goes, then it ain't a triple threat tag match. It's a tag match plus a team watching on the side.
No, there's a different. Okay,
that waits for you to go to the corner.
You have
and tags in.
You have to have legal competitors to make the pin.
This is how it's always been. I don't understand why y'all don't understand.
I agree that there should.
Have you never watched wrestling before?
There should be no rope breaks. There should be none of that shit. I mean,
well, yeah.
But
you
have
no,
to have a legal...
there should be no rope breaks if there are extreme rules for that match.
There's no DQ.
There are no extreme rules for this match. It was simply a triple threat.
But no triple threat. You can't have a DQ in triple threat, Bob. You can't have a DQ.
Yeah,
it's automatically a no DQ
it's
match.
even preset on the video game.
It's automatically a pin or submission only. It's automatically
on the board. Kevin made me laugh, and I agree with this statement. He says, New Day winning makes as much sense as Rob running a mile. But then he followed it up with saying he actually agrees with Bob about the match, so fuck you.
I have been working out a lot lately. Y'all can kiss my ass.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said okay.
Okay. I'm saying somebody's going to thank you up to destroy the world off top of a building.
Adam, your body shape is quickly becoming beanbag, so don't fuck shit with anybody else.
Mr. Potato Head chimes in again.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah.
He's an angry elf.
Anytime someone insults me, you act like it was so funny.
No, it was funny. He called you a beanbag.
Another match of the night competitor here at number 7.
Hey, Ma! Can we get some meatloaf? Hey, Mom! The meatloaf!
I'm waiting for y'all to hate this match. I'm waiting for y'all to hate this match because I don't understand how you will.
Which one?
No,
Which
this
one?
is I'm a little shocked by the ending, but this match was an A+.
Who? What?
Ricochet and AJ.
Oh, hey.
This is the match of the night.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I think you can make an argument for Alistair and Cesaro against
no, you couldn't.
this. Yes.
This is the match of the night.
Can't.
There's no. Rob, is there any way you could argue Black and Cesaro is better than this match?
Not on the other 8 planets in the solar system. You couldn't.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Sorry. No. This is the match of the night. Nothing came close to this match. Nothing. Not even Black and Cesaro. No. You want to continue with the defense of that? I mean, please. I'd like to hear other opinions.
There's one thing that I will take away from this match.
They were blowing
Why
each other
did
up.
the ref not throw those two away from ringside as soon as they beat the shit out of Ricochet before the bell rang? I'll never understand.
You have to set up the end.
Well,
yeah,
no.
but it was one of those things
Anderson
like, why
made the
so the ref's
save.
just like, no, you know what? That was match hadn't started yet. Fair's fair.
We were actually thinking that the Street Profits were going to come down and kind of equal it out because they've been doing some videos with them and Ricochet on WWE.com. Anyway, but that didn't happen. Look, my only takeaway from this match that might be negative, while I gave it to A-, is it did feel like they were both going full fucking speed at each other, and it looked like they were blowing each other up a little bit. And that's there was really no pacing moments in this match. It was fucking hit the gas and fucking go, in my opinion.
This
And
is 5 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
yeah, it's a great match. I don't know what you hate about that. I don't know how you could say Alistair and Cesaro were even in the same
Not even
universe.
close.
Not even close.
Oh, I'm talking to the board. I'm done talking to you two. Are we
Wow.
ready to move on?
Love it. Yeah, let's move on so you can,
The next match was 1 second longer than a rodeo.
But you didn't want to say anything
Oh.
about what you think is going to happen.
Like, we're not even
following?
going to talk about how many
Yeah.
times Ricochet landed on his fucking neck in that match.
Yeah, why you being a little bitch, Adam? Why you being a bitch, Adam?
I told you it's an A+ match. I had a shocking ending. I put it up there with Cesaro and Aleister Black. You guys said it's absolutely wrong for me to do that. I disagree.
Okay, so
and then you guys went off on a tangent. Now you're coming back to me for what?
We went off on a tangent to talk about how good the match was because it was good. But yeah, now you don't want to talk about anything
Not
about
just
it.
good.
Like,
It's the best match of the night.
Yeah.
By a country fucking mile.
so what about what's the follow up?
I don't think it's.
What's the follow up?
The follow up is
Yeah.
is confusing to me because
That's what we're here to talk about.
I read all these indications, little dirt sheet that Heyman is going to push Ricochet to the moon,
He still can.
and
He's
here
in-
he is. I guess he wants to make him chase
So
again.
he's going to
Yeah.
war with the Bullet Club US, basically.
Yeah.
And you don't see how that's good for him.
That's a
when
huge
you
push.
say going to war, you are again implying that these are rematch stipulation stuff.
No.
There's no guarantee that Ricochet
Bullshit.
even gets a rematch.
Bullshit. You don't.
This was a rubber match
I
for the three of
understand.
them.
You lost-
If this is a reset, then
I
why are
can't
they
even,
doing
Rob.
it again?
Rob, I cannot even with him.
You lost it. He lost it to fucking Hook or Crook. Obviously, there's a wild card factor in play there that gives him some kind of a storyline to try to get another shot at it. Maybe he could challenge AJ man to man. Oh, you want to beat me? Fight me in a fucking cage without your boys. There's all kinds of ways you can go with this to keep this alive. This is a huge push for Ricochet. Losing to AJ Styles is not a squash. I'm sorry.
No,
And
it's
Ricochet
not.
came off so fucking strong tonight.
Right.
And he could have come. I think that you would have had more of a storyline leg on this by having the actual DQ happen. You save face for everybody. Ricochet keeps his title. You have a good
Except
match.
now the 3 bad guys get to gloat how they beat up the one good guy.
Yeah, and not to mention that the most classic wrestling storyline that has worked since the beginning of time is that the hero, the protagonist, chases the title. Not that he's
To
constantly
impossible odds.
So, yeah, right.
Impossible odds.
impossible odds. It's classic storyline to have him have
Then
the
why
belt.
did they have him win it now?
I
to
like
do
the
that
one where the
storyline?
guy kicked the other guy in the head, and that was clearly the best match of the night.
When you say a guy is chasing, he's not chasing if he's already won the championship. He's not the
Butter could be a beverage if you try hard enough.
Okay, yeah, that's great, Bob. Good. Our next match lasts slightly longer than riding a
Stop
bull.
laughing, fucker.
9 seconds in total.
Favorite match of the night.
Yeah, this was so much fun. This was fun.
Yeah, let's go to the hypocrite Ziggler fan. You first.
Bob, you are the Ziggler fan. Knock yourself out, bro.
Yeah,
I'm a Ziggler fan, but this was perfect. This is exactly how this match had to go.
yeah, because of
Look,
time
I can be a fan of
constraints.
Ziggler in the ring, but storyline-wise, this is how this match needed to go. They hit the bullseye on it.
And Shane can kiss my ass. Oh, I loved it. I thought this match was perfect. Look, I had been kind of, even though there were good matches that we were watching. I mean, Black and Cesaro. Woohoo! No, I'm kidding. It was a good match. But some of these matches
Match tonight.
some of these matches had been 17, 18, 20 minutes. The Taker match was 17 minutes. The fucking the Beast beating up on each other 17 fucking minutes. This was 9 seconds, and it told every bit of a story it needed to tell. It had the
Exactly.
it had the outcome that popped the crowd, and then it had the follow up with the Shane KO moment. Fucking perfect. You didn't need to do any
And you know what
more.
the best part is? It maintains the stunner being a protected finisher.
Sure, I go with that. Absolutely.
It maintains the legacy of that move. I liked it.
Can I say on that note that Austin Theory and Evolve 131 had the best stunner sell since The Rock? You got to watch it if you hadn't seen it. Just want to put that out there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I forgot the board at the end of the last one. They have actually some good comments here real quick.
I wouldn't say I forgot him.
Stike says AJ and Ricochet final match will be a ladder at SummerSlam.
Sure. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Thomas Struble said after this match, the show fell off the mountain in his mind. We'll see. I don't know about that. Soji says Bob is really funny tonight, and Kev Nola says, which is Kevin, he says hashtag Team Bob all night. Wow. Stike says Dolph is beyond buried. He needs to go back to the comedy clubs. I think this might be his exit back to the comedy clubs.
I don't know if there's
No,
dirt sheets
dude.
on him.
He said he's back full time now.
Oh, joy.
Dude, okay, this is what bothers me so much about him, is he did an interview where he said, yeah, I'm back full time, and the reason why I went away was because I've never really had injuries. I've never really had this, so I never had a chance to go away and come back new, and I finally just said, I need to take time away so I can come back fresh and new. And I'm like, no, dude, you came back literally the same guy.
Same every time. He can't
Yeah,
be somebody. He's like Jeff Jarrett. He has to be Jeff Jarrett. There's nothing more than what Dolph Ziggler is always going to be the same fucking. Yeah, always going to be the same fucking character no matter what. I don't care if you give him a dentist gimmick or a fucking veterinarian gimmick. He's going to be the same fucking person. So.
Yep. I mean, I still think he's an amazing ring guy, but yeah, the character is dead.
Yeah, I think he's just. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to argue.
He can put on a 4-star match in his sleep, but that character doesn't have the credibility to make me root for him.
This match, this match was 9 seconds. We can move on.
Yeah. And we talked about it more than we've talked about other matches.
Next up, New Day gets all the gold. Kofi defends against Joe. I know we've talked about this many times, Rob, and this was another good match. I don't think it was stellar.
Yeah.
It was, B plus. But the fact that Joe loses again over and over and over again.
One, dude.
I know he's a company guy that just wants to check.
No, he's a heel, and heels can lose. I mean, look, he's
kind of like, none of his losses really ever hurt him.
What was you saying, Rob?
Tomorrow he would be a legitimate contender for any title.
That's a good point.
I don't believe he's a legitimate contender ever anymore.
No, that's a good point.
No, the guy is like 0-8 or 0-9.
Yeah.
Stike, somebody check this. How many times has he lost a chance at the big belt?
You're right. They have taken his credibility from when he first came in, and it is nowhere near that now. I agree with you. He came in as, holy shit, Joe is here. This is going to be an awesome run in WWE.
And he was working with Hunter.
Yeah, and he's going to be brutalizing people and winning titles and having massive fucking feuds. Everybody thought that, and yes, they totally destroyed that dream for everyone that wanted it to happen. I agree with that aspect. I also agree with the aspect that his name carries enough weight and his character that he plays is good enough that he can challenge anyone, make it a decent feud, not the best, and have a good match and finish it up good telling a story. However, go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish your.
I was just gonna say, however, for this match, I gave it a D-. I gave it a D-, and it's not necessarily.
Really?
I did, and it's not necessarily because of Kofi or of Joe. I'm sorry. It's the pacing was bad for me. There was little factors in it. Kofi with the pancakes, it wasn't necessary. This to me, a WWE Championship, World Heavyweight Championship match should have a certain level, certain caliber to it.
I think the champion is what you mean to say.
Whatever.
Because if Big E and Xavier come out flinging pancakes, who gives a shit? But having the guy that's holding the strap,
but that's
different.
That's 2% of what I'm saying. I'm saying overall, from beginning to end, this was not a championship match for me. And I don't know if Kofi's given me anything close to that since WrestleMania, and that was with Daniel Bryan, so you know you're going to get a good match. This, to me, D- reflects how I feel about the current situation of that title and how I think this match did not match up to the level of what a title match should be. Go ahead, Bob.
I'm going to go ahead and make my prediction now that Joe wins the title at SummerSlam.
He's
I don't think this is over by a long shot.
Stike has said he's 0-7.
I don't think that the character of Joe, and you also got to remember too.
Wait, you said
Bischoff
everything is
loves heel champions. Loves him.
You said everything.
Look at his WCW run. Love the heel champ.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And there's no way the character of Joe is just like, well, you caught me with that one lucky kick. I guess I'm going to move on now. No, he's going to hurt. Tuesday, I think Joe hurts Kofi.
If that's the case, I'm down.
I think this all builds up. And I've long said, SummerSlam, he loses that title.
Okay, that's fine.
I think it'll be Joe.
Yeah, you're not alone in that and saying that he's going to lose his title there.
I still feel that this is not up to par to be a championship match.
Joe is 0-7. If he's the one who takes Kofi down, that's just not worthy of it. And he'll lose it the next night to Roman, even if he does.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe is not booked legitimately. He's booked as much as Bray was as whatever. I thought you were going to jump on that grenade as you're giving me notes about the Street Profits when we got to the Bailey crap long ago, but you never did.
Okay, you could have just brought it up. You didn't have to talk about our behind-the-scenes conversation there.
Okay, Street Profits we forgot to mention.
Yeah, I just...
They had a segment.
They had a segment. I mean, okay, fuck it. Move on then. Sorry.
No. I mean, go ahead and talk about it. I forgot to mention it because it wasn't on the match card. They did a little hype piece in the back.
Segment.
Right, it's a segment. I'm just kind of curious what everybody's take is on where they're progressing. Like we said 2 weeks ago on Raw that they had their promos and it was perfect for them as an introduction. We all agreed. We all agreed that the second week. Most of us agreed the second week was an overkill. You shouldn't have had them doing that. It should have been about them. But now we have them come in and do kind of a nice interactive piece with Alexa and Nikki. I thought it had some humor to it. Is it still kind of pushing the ball here, or should we not have had that tonight?
I think that, yeah. I don't mind the segment itself, but what was the point of having it here? They could have just...
It didn't help anybody.
Yeah, they could have put this on Raw if you want to do a fluff piece like this. This was, for whatever reason, somebody was like, hey, we got to get these guys out here for some reason. We flew them in tonight. Let's have them do this. Yeah. And I don't understand why that would happen. There really is no point of them having them there. Even though it was good, it just feels weird. That should have been a Raw segment.
Soji, you're so wrong. He says, Rob, unless they help Ricochet, I don't see them being a factor on Raw. I'll say this one more time. I said it Monday night. There is no reason at all to ever have the Street Profits, at this point anyway, have them involved with Ricochet. It is completely a bad move. I would never.
I didn't know they were involved in Ricochet, and I look at the YouTube stuff all the time.
They're not.
I've never seen that.
They're not. Everybody's wanting them to be.
No, there was a backstage segment with him, but it was just them clowning around with him backstage.
Oh.
But everybody's wanting them to get involved with Ricochet. You keep Montez Ford and Ricochet as far fuck away from each other as you can, number one. And number two, I'm going to say with Struble, trust the process. Heyman brought them up for a reason. Trust the process. That's all I'm going to say. We can move on. We'll go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
Okay.
No, what's up?
No, I agree. We should. I'm not. I kind of want them just to stay in NXT for a while.
I like what they ended with.
Yeah.
What was it? Dawkins said at the end. He goes, "What is it weird that I just want to go party with Nikki?"
Yeah.
That gave me.
Bob, I think everybody agrees with that sentiment, man. But they are it is what it is at this point.
Good.
Yeah.
Next up, Seth and Becky versus Baron and Lacey. Second to last match of the night, not the last match, everybody. Everything, all the gold is on the line. Let's just talk about their huge big spots real quick. The end of days, Baron to Becky. Is that a one-off, or is that a change of things to come? Because I don't want to understate parts of this match that were really good, but that to me was the shocker, letting a guy not only attack a woman on the main roster here, but he performed his finisher on her.
But it also explained, too, why she didn't involve herself at all in what happened afterwards.
With Brock.
Because I honestly thought that she was going to, do something to cause him to not be able to cash in.
Yeah, no question there, Bob. I 100% agree with you that that's why I did this. I'm saying, is this a one-off, or are we going to see the men and women interacting more like this again in the future?
I don't think it's going to be a regular thing, and I don't think you're going to see what's her fucking face? Impact. Help me out here. I'm having a brain fart.
Awesome Kong?
No, the Impact Wrestling, the fucking main event we just had. Tessa Blanchard.
That
You're
nonsense.
not going to see Tessa and Sammy in WWE. You're not going to see that kind of shit, I don't think.
That's what I'm asking.
But I do think this might be more of a pressure from the industry. You do have AEW, which they are paying attention to, and they are moving in that direction. And you do have other promotions moving in that direction. WWE's not going to go there full fledged, but they're going to give a taste here and there.
As long as men are not like actively punching women in the ring,
right?
Or like it's wrestling.
So did that
wrestling
make it more
moves
okay,
are done.
Bob? Because the end of days, she lands on her back. Did that make it more okay than if he had, let's say, hit her in the face?
Well, no, I think there's a wide valley between hitting a woman in the face and doing a wrestling move finisher.
Well, they
even though it's a devastating looking finisher.
I mean, up until now, they
it's a
usually
wrestling
do
move.
the accidental bump. The guy bumps into the girl and knocks her off the apron or something. Or
yeah.
They've never done anything like this that I can think of. If part of this, just real quickly, this match started slow, but the second the women got tagged in the first time,
it ramped the fuck up.
They definitely ramped it up. I mean, you guys all know that I'm not a big fan of the women's division, but Lacey Evans and Becky Lynch took this match from, idle and put it into fifth gear. And, I mean, the guys were fine after the women tagged in that first time, but they were just, I don't know if they were building to something or whatever, but that start was way slower than the rest of the match.
I hate saying this, but this is definitely a match where you have to give credit where credit is due to people who we usually don't. When you look at Lacey Evans, who I think I've said and Bob agrees is not necessarily ready for the main roster, got brought up prematurely, and we might not want her in this feud. But in this match, she did her role, right? She
You know what happened tonight?
What's that?
Lacey finally had confidence. She pulled that corner move, that like bouncing move she did in the corner.
Yeah.
I think a month ago, she probably cracks her skull open on the floor.
Okay. Yeah,
Tonight,
I agree with that.
it was like she was confident and ready for this match. It was Lacey. I agree with you. Lacey deserves credit tonight.
Yeah, and as much as it hurts me to say, Bob, I also think Baron Corbin, and I've been saying this for the last month or so, Baron Corbin has made strides. I mean, leaps and bounds from where he once was. And tonight, I had no problem with his character in the ring, out of the ring, during the promo segment, wrestling-wise, pacing, selling. I mean, just the whole 9 yards. I thought Baron Corbin, as much as I might not like him personally, I thought Baron Corbin did his damn thing tonight and should be given all the praise that goes along with this match.
Yeah.
Adam, are you going to pay attention to us or the board?
I said what I need to say.
No, we're having a conversation.
I know.
He's just looking for people to agree with him. It's fine.
No, I mean.
Okay, so, and also in this match, well, you're going to talk now?
Are we ready to move on to the next part?
No, we're still talking about it.
Okay, then
there's
keep
other
going.
people in the fucking match. Why don't you?
God, Mommy and Daddy
You
are
were about to
fighting
talk
again.
till I interrupted you. Sorry.
Okay. And then the other thing, Bob, too, is now Becky Lynch, who I think we all can agree had been kind of losing some steam lately after her big push to Mania.
Yeah.
In this match, I don't want to say that it really gave her the same level of clout that she was having pre-Mania, but if she was off the track, she's probably back on it now, getting a little.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a good match.
I'm excited to find out who her next challenger is going to be.
So we know that these guys are just they're not fighting for the titles, not ever again in their careers. It's just while these two are the champs.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Who is going to be next? What is your prediction there, Bob? Since you said you're excited for it, who would you, if you could book anybody, who is your next
Sasha.
contender?
Sasha? You don't think Sasha? You should
Sasha's
say
the one that makes sense to me.
Sasha. But what about Bailey? I think Sasha and Bailey makes more sense, right? No.
Daniel Price
no,
on the
because I've
board
got
says-
Charlotte.
Yeah, Daniel Price on the board says countdown clock to Charlotte showing up to beat Becky starts now.
Yeah.
No, if it's anybody, since there's been on the dirt sheet, what about Ronda?
Okay, I'm also down for that.
Yeah, you would be. I'm not.
I'm not down for it, but I believe that's going to happen.
It could happen. Yeah, I think there's more than likely a chance it could happen. I'm not excited.
SummerSlam, I mean, they're not going to wait till longer.
Everything I've said about Ronda, I stand by it. I 100% stand by everything I've said about her.
Yeah,
She
Daniel
should
Price
not be.
says, yeah, and even Daniel Price added, he goes, unless Ronda shows up for no reason. No reason whatsoever.
The only thing that could make me possibly say, okay, Ronda might be good is if Heyman is allowed to just completely guide her. 100%.
Well, I mean, he's the director of Raw. So.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
but she's a big fucking name, and big names might be more, I'm going to talk to the old man if she doesn't like where she's going.
Here's the thing. I mean, Rob, you said it. They limped to Mania with her. She was on lockdown to make sure that they didn't give her promos. They cut her mics off at time. I mean,
Her matches were bad.
Right. She went from looking to be getting better to going down like hill instead of uphill. I mean, everything just turned like 3 weeks before Mania. And does WWE even want her back?
Of course they do. She is Ronda Rousey.
Just for the marquee?
Just for the marquee. And I think.
Well, I mean, she's actually had a video out recently saying that she's kind of wanting to come back now.
I saw that too.
I know. That's why I threw her name in there. That was the segue.
I thought she. I don't want to talk about Ronda all night, but I'll just say I thought when she first debuted, she had some good matches. She did look good at that Mania match with Hunter and Stephanie. It was just fine. And then some good moments here, and then she just dropped off a fucking cliff. I mean, when you have matches with Bayley,
she
and
gave
you can
Alexa 2 concussions.
When you have matches with Bayley, and you can physically see, or you can actually see with your own eyes, Bayley calling the spots to her in the ring as she misses them. That is not championship caliber in anything, even fake wrestling. Sorry.
Okay.
So go ahead. So you want to talk about the next part? Go ahead.
I like Stike. What Stike says. He
What?
gets a Roddy if you ask me on this one. He says, "I'd love to see Shayna come up to challenge Becky next." I don't know if that's too quick of a
You leave
push.
Shayna the fuck alone. You stop that.
She's got to come up at some time.
I want
She's gotta
NXT just
come
to
up
be
at
its own
some point.
fucking thing for a while. They leave their champions alone. Leave their goddamn undisputed era the fuck alone. Everybody's like, oh, they should be the
Hey,
next horseman.
after
They're fucking
War
midgets.
Games,
Leave them where nobody can tell how short they are in fucking NXT.
No.
No more Shayna talk. No more. Just stop that. Stop it.
Well, Shayna's. I'm with you, Bob. Shayna is kind of due though.
Yeah, I know she is, and she could be an amazing fucking talent. I just leave. I just don't want it.
I think
just
she's
want,
so much better
I
than
like
Ronda
the women's
on every
division
level.
so much in NXT right now.
All right, so the story of the night. The story of the night has to be, and it took us forever to get here, but the story of the night is Brock Lesnar, right?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Brock Lesnar coming in, and Heyman said either I'm
Which apparently Bob is excited about here.
yeah, well, either I'm a spoiler or I'm lying to you, and he was a spoiler
He's
tonight.
been saying that since Monday.
Well, he was a spoiler tonight. My point there. So Brock successfully cashes in on Seth Rollins. If you didn't watch the pay-per-view, sorry for spoiling it for you. I am gonna say this, and then I'll give it to Bob. As much as I hate Brock having a title. Number one, I hate the Universal title. I fucking do. And number
The
two,
jam belt is
He's a
awful.
3-time Universal.
I don't care. If he's going to take one off TV, let it be that one. Okay, so I'm okay with this. It was it was kind of fun tonight to see it happen, and maybe just to have it get it over with. But go ahead, Bob.
No, I'm no fan of the disappearing champ act, but fuck, this was so much fun. It was fun to watch it happen, and I'm a Rollins fan. I'm
How
a
is
big
this
Rollins
fun?
fan. I really like him as a talent. I like him as a champ, but I like a babyface that's fighting for the title
Well, I hate Rollins as a
and not
babyface.
defending the title. Brock is a monster, and I like having. There's parts of having Brock as the champ that I'm not a fan of, but man, I love having.
The WWE
I was
stories-
excited. This was a fun. I thought this was the best way to end.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying the
and
same
I'll say it
fucking
again.
thing
I
3
think
times.
this is the second or the best pay-per-view of WWE
Yeah.
this year,
Wow.
and maybe the third or fourth best pay-per-view of the year.
He's got a puke!
Thank you, Thesaurus Bob. How many different ways could you say the same thing? Brock and Seth here, just whoa, the lights came on.
Yeah, right.
Brock and Seth, this is something we've already done.
This is the story.
I hope that Paul is not, now that he's in charge, going to be the character that's in charge. Just let him be in charge behind the scenes. But now we have nobody on TV to represent this title again. We did all this machinations of a year's worth to get the title off of him. Let's give him back the briefcase. Let's give him the title. Let's have dumbasses like Bob think this is the most exciting thing ever. This is why this title should be
I don't
thrown
think it's the
in
same
the.
thing ever. I like the way this went.
This
This
should be
worked.
thrown in the garbage. This title.
Look, Brock.
This was a throwaway pay-per-view
Yeah.
with a throwaway ending that threw us back in when we're all talking tonight about how we're going to get new creative tomorrow and new guys are in charge. Yeah, and the guy that held the belt hostage and ruined TV is back in charge. How the fuck can WWE think this is a good idea to go against AEW with?
Here's my thing about it there, Adam, is that you have Brock Lesnar cashing in the briefcase. So that takes that storyline the fuck away. That is now gone. That is not a thing moving forward. And here's the other thing. Brock Lesnar had the briefcase. He eventually was going to cash in. And the way you make it sound is that in 0 ways that he could have done it, you would have accepted it. If the fact that he has to, number one, this may have been the best way to possibly do it, to end it and move on from it.
You think this is the
What
end
Rob
of Rollins and Brock?
No, I think this is the end of the briefcase.
Well, how long do you think Brock holds it?
I don't know. SummerSlam, maybe. Maybe he holds it longer.
Yeah.
Maybe they get rid of that fucking belt. I don't know.
I think he's going to go all the way to Mania or beyond with it.
Well, maybe. And if he takes the Universal title off TV, I am not fucking upset. I'm not. That shitty fucking belt, take it away. Everybody's fighting on every show anyway. Kofi's been defending the belt on Raw for months now. So why not just make that the belt?
So that's what this is. Brock just going to take the title, go home, and they'll just have Kofi pull double
If
duty.
it makes you angry and makes you all sad, yes, I'm in favor of that.
I think I'm way past the anger stage. I'm definitely sad though, Bob. I'll agree with you there. 100% sad.
It makes me even happier.
Parallel Stribble says if they can find a way to shorten up Raws, they won't. And the pay-per-views, I think things are looking up. The pay-per-views could take. I think they might do some manicuring on the pay-per-views. They might shorten them up. If they start using the talent and spreading them out like the NXT model is, then maybe then. But they're not going to shorten Raw, guys. Raw is a 3-hour program. It's going to be a 3 fucking hour program until it's
not
canceled.
changing.
Not changing. Take away the Universal title so they can make the U.S. title great again.
Yeah, AJ's the top champ on the board again, is what they're saying.
Well, I mean there's been
He's
worse
the most
things.
legit champ.
Sure. Okay.
Soji says exactly how the fuck is this fun? Heyman is writing Lesnar can take off until Mania if he wants. Yep.
So what? You don't want him on. So you don't want Brock because all he does is what he's always been doing. So just hear me out. You say you don't want Brock. Okay. Well, now he's got a title, so now he can fucking disappear. You say you don't like the Universal title, which most of y'all
I
don't.
never said I don't like the Universal title. That's you.
I know. I think a
I
lot
have
of
no
people.
problem
A
with
lot of people are
But
fucking.
there's an element that I think
Stockholm
we're
syndrome.
overlooking here. Brock is a feature. Okay? He's not supposed to be on TV all the time.
2003, he's a feature.
What we are about to have, though, is potentially a faction which we know Heyman likes. We're about to have the Bullet Club on, or whatever the fuck they're going to call it, on Raw, which is going to be a huge focus.
Yeah, they're going to go get against Corporation 2020. Great.
Wow. What you are so petty right now.
Oh, my God.
I have no faith. You guys are trying to look in the silver lining, talking about the club. Brock is holding one of the show's titles hostage.
The worst title. on
One
the
of you is
have
excited about it. One of you is
faction
happy that it's over.
Dominating
It's not
everybody
over.
else. You don't need your feature to be there every week.
You don't need anybody, Bob, to be there every single week.
And what if they
when you have a guy that's breaking records that defends and works 11 days in a fucking year, that is a major problem. We're not talking
And
about
you know what
him
else
working
legitimizes
once
the
or
title?
twice a month.
Having a
We're
group of
talking him
people that are all
disappear
fighting
for
to be the
6,
person
8,
that goes
10
after
weeks.
that title.
Nobody cares if we're talking over each other. Just gonna put that out there. What'd you say, Bob?
I said, you know what else helps the title? Having a bunch of people fighting each other to be the person who goes after that title.
Sure.
But that's not how Brock has
Maybe
ever
the
been
Universal
booked.
title needs
Oh,
a
yes,
little
it has.
legitimizing.
No, they
and
have a
having
contendership. in
Miz
them.
and Braun and Lashley and Rollins, et cetera, all fighting over each other to get to be the guy that gets to fight Brock, maybe that'll be good for a change.
You had a year and a half. They did that once every blue moon, and you had the same challenger week in and week out cutting promos via satellite because Brock couldn't show up for the booking
Okay,
of
do
the
me
matches.
a favor. Do
Hey,
me a
Rob,
favor.
Rob, just let me ask you a quick question, Rob.
Yeah.
Have y'all told Adam that Vince has brought in Heyman to be the creative director of Raw.
You wouldn't think so.
It's going to be a little different, and things are not just going to be Vince running the show anymore.
Yeah, Bob, I know you're trying to shit on me once again. I'm not drinking the same fucking Kool-Aid that you're drinking. You guys think that this is all, everything is great.
Okay.
I don't know what you're smoking.
I want to do a thought experiment here, Mr. Negativity. Thought experiment.
Mr. Negativity.
No. Just let me finish my phrase. Stop ranting. Jesus Christ. All right.
Everything is awful.
Okay, here's the thought experiment, Adam. Since you hate everything they have done, what would be
I don't hate everything they've done.
Come on. No. Just work with me here.
That's your
Let
spin
me
on
finish
it.
my sentence, for fuck's sake, you petulant child. Okay. What would you do? What would make you happy, Adam? What is it? What was the storyline that would make you happy here?
If somehow
you got the book. You got the book.
I know that she was knocked out by the end of days, but take that away. Just take it away. You could have her hit in some way that doesn't knock her out for the entire after segment.
Okay.
And you could have, here comes Brock trying to cash in. And who saves the fucking day when he can't cash in?
Does he legit cash? Does he legit cash in the ref? Okay.
Yes.
So they ring the bell.
He legit, the bell rings.
He cashes in.
He cashes in. He goes for the F5. He hits it. As he's going for the pin, Becky cleans his clock a ton of times with the chair. They call a DQ. Brock wasted his briefcase. Seth keeps the title. Boom. Everybody's happy, and you wiped out the briefcase.
What do you do with Brock?
Who the fuck cares? Take him off TV.
So Brock
Have
joins
him go
the sale
away.
club.
You're not going to take
that's your big idea.
You're not going to take Brock off TV.
You guys asked me the question. I answered it. You're now the ones that want to shit on it.
You came up with it.
You want to go in your
now
time
we're
machine
like,
back
that
in
idea
time.
sucked.
No, look,
So-
Brock is under contract. You can't just ignore that in your scenario. What do you do with Brock if he just loses there? What?
Exactly. Who cares? I mean, you always say this on the show, guys. You're always talking about heels can take losses. Then Brock Lesnar can take a fucking loss, Rob. That's what'll happen. And Brock will go away for a while, and maybe he comes back when Fox.
You're not going to pay the guy the money you're paying him and him just go away for a while.
He's paid by appearance. So when he's sitting at home, he's not getting a paycheck, Rob.
I understand that. Adam.
Wait till your $1 billion comes in and then bring him back.
Your idea is to have him join the sale club and then not use him anymore.
No, I'm saying then you have him disappear until the Fox deal happens, and then you bring him in as a worthy challenger or whatever to somebody else, because that belt is not on Tuesday or going to be on SmackDown anyway. And you really build the legend. You could have Seth be, I'm now the one in the shadow of Becky who saved my title. That storyline could have so much legs. Instead,
so he joins the sale club and then he just goes away for 3 months and is totally okay with a woman being the reason that he doesn't have a title.
No. What?
That's what you said.
You
said that Becky would
Brock would be the one going away. Yes.
Because of Becky.
Yes. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why can't he survive that? Why can't the heel survive that? The heel survives everything else. You guys talked 10 minutes ago about how, or probably 20 minutes ago, how much Joe can keep surviving loss after loss after loss. Why can't Brock take one in this unique fashion that would set up a great storyline down the road?
Well,
you guys say I'm shitting on everything, but you guys hate this angle.
Let me handle this one.
You hate this idea.
You just said Becky costs him the title.
No, Becky gets him
He goes
DQ'd.
home, and then he goes to SmackDown. So not only does a woman, not only does the girlfriend of the guy he's trying to beat cost him the title, he goes away for 3 months and is like, you know what? I'm going to let those two crazy kids have their way.
Yeah.
I'm going to go fight on SmackDown.
Yeah, it happens
now.
all the time in WWE. All the time. People just disappear from a storyline.
Okay, well, you know what Becky can't.
Suck at booking, by the way.
You know what Becky can't save? Becky can't save you 10% at markedoutgear.com. Go on there and find yourself a T-shirt, a beanie. We got some hoodies on there that you requested. Go get those marked out. 1 word or 2 words, either way you want to go. In the promo code box, save 10% on your full order. Also, you can go to collarandelbowbrand.com, put in that promo code, marked out all 1 word, and save yourself 10% there. We really appreciate you doing that to help support the podcast. And we are going to wrap this the fuck up because we have 2 more shows to do this week, and we're already running. So, Adam, if you want to do the board.
Well, a couple things on the board real
please.
quick. Thomas Struble says, glad I stayed for the whole show because Bob came full circle to the toilet water mark I remember. Faith in humanity is restored. Daniel Price says Adam's not being negative. He's just being realistic. He knows WWE treats their fans like battered housewives. They'll just keep coming back, forgive Vince, and keep perpetuating bad writing.
Okay.
Soji puts this out. He says, what if Heyman makes Brock a fighting champ? That goes against everything that we think is going to happen. I don't mind that. If Heyman was on TV for a little bit to prove us wrong, he doesn't have to be on every week.
There was a dirt sheet about a month ago that said that Brock was going to be taking a more active role in the company. We didn't address it we didn't talk about it that much, but there was a dirt sheet out there saying that his new contract gave him more of a role in a full-time status.
Okay, well, maybe that's why Paul wants the title on him. I think that you could have done a lot more with this on so many levels. But, again, if he is a fighting champ, I'll give this a chance. If he goes off TV, I'm done. Okay. I'm done with this angle and Brock Lesnar even further than I already am.
Okay, is that the board?
That's the board.
All right, guys, so tomorrow night, I want you to join us for Monday Night Rawsome. It's our reaction show to Monday Night Raw. We're also going to talk a little about, I know we didn't talk about Fight for the Fallen tonight. We will talk about it tomorrow night on Monday, kind of our take from that. We'll talk a little bit of Evolve 131 if you wanted to get into that. But it's the first Monday of Heyman's reign. So let's see if things change, if we're excited about it, or if it's just the same old bullshit. One way or the other, we're going to have a good show. Get started right around 11:15 tomorrow on YouTube. And remember, this reaction show you can only hear on YouTube and Twitch. Podcasters, obviously you're not going to hear it on the podcast, so this is the moot point. All right. So I want to thank our boy Bob from Memphis, Buzzkill Bob. Thank you for joining us tonight.
It's y'all's pleasure.
Always is.
Yeah, the two of you in your rose-colored glasses.
Adam is going to sniff some suede shoe cleaner and calm the fuck down a little bit.
No, I'm just you might as well throw the belt in the toilet.
All right, so we're going to end on the happy note. Hey, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. Enjoyed Extreme Rules or not, we appreciate you being here with us.
Later, board.
Tomorrow night, 11:15 on the YouTube and the Twitch. Mark out like no one is watching.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by eRecord Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.